Good afternoon, Madam Witness. Welcome back. You may kindly take your seat. Madam Witness, for continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters, may I remind you once again that you are still under oath before I hand you over to Madam Chair for us to proceed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Chair, I hand over the witness for us to proceed.
Madam Sonko, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair.
You are welcome back.
Thank you.
Council, we may proceed.
Thank you very much. Now, we were discussing the issue regarding the loan that was contracted by the Welfare Association.
Yes.
Which the council, through the CEO, signed a guarantee, and I think the bank is in relation to Ajib Bank, correct?
Yes, I was explaining the arrangement.
Yes.
Regarding the land that was given to the council by Aliu Danso.
Yes.
Yes.
Please proceed from there.
Yes, thank you, Council. Like I mentioned before we went for the break, at that point when I wanted to consider, because the Director of Planning, the Director of Services, and his staff, that is Lamin Baji and Bolong Jaju, if I am right. Yes, because of their persistence and pleading with me to consider to allow the process to continue. So they wanted me to have an agreement with Aliu Danso for the CEO to sign on behalf of the council, to have an agreement for Aliu Danso to supply the plots of land. But I advise against that. I said this is about the staff of the council, so it's the Welfare Association who should handle it. So that is when I call in the Staff Welfare Association and advise them to look into it. But I also advise them to make sure that they verify that the land existed, which they did. And the only issue or issues pertaining to the land was the documentation, particularly the approval for Aliu Danso, who is the CEO of Almod Company or Almod Real Estate, did not or could not provide a physical planning approval for him to use that piece of land as a real estate. So those are the challenges. And I told them that if you are going to do anything with Aliu Danso, make sure that you sign a written agreement with him, and that he should, once the agreement is agreed upon, he should provide the documentation to the land within 6 months of the agreement.
Was that done?
No, it was not.
Okay. So now, how was this property? What was the intention for it? How was it supposed to be financed?
It was supposed to be a direct deduction from the salaries of staff.
Yes, but then what was the agreement in relation to the payment of the land by the Welfare Association? So
the arrangement was at the end of the month, the monies will be deducted from staff salaries and paid to Aliu Danso in sum.
Yes.
Yes.
So what is the arrangement with respect to the bank? Where does the loan come in?
No, this is different from...
That's different from the issue of the loan?
Yes.
So now...
Because you asked about the land that was provided by Aliu Danso.
By Aliu Danso.
Yes, it's different with the land that was purchased by the bank loan.
Bank loan.
Yes.
So you had to contract, the Welfare Association had to contract Ajib Bank for a loan.
Yes.
So that's a separate transaction.
It's a separate transaction.
And the council to the CEO had to sign and guarantee payment of the loan, correct?
Yes.
Can you explain that?
Yeah, so when we had this agreement with Aliu Danso, we started having issues with him.
Yes.
And we realized, because we were discussing a lot of issues about this arrangement. It was new in the council for the Staff Welfare Association to undertake such an endeavor. So because of the issues that arise out of the arrangement with Aliou Danso, now they wanted to be more prudent in their approach. Yes. Because Aliou, 6 months into the agreement, he could not provide the documents to the land that was agreed upon. And because of that, the staff welfare also had issues, because after the 6 months, some of the staff started inquiring about the lands and the allocation, which could not happen because of there was nothing that entitled the association
yes.
to the ownership of the land.
Yes.
After that 6 months elapsed, I invited Aliou Danso into my office, and I explained to him, I reminded him about the agreement. So even before the 6 months elapsed, because I was following up with the welfare executive to remind Danso to make sure that he processed the documents to the land and bring them yes. Before the 6 months elapsed. So shortly before the 6 months elapsed, he came into my office with a request. The request was meant for the CEO, but it was not addressed to the CEO. It was addressed to the Welfare Association, because he was taking me as part of the Welfare Association yes. executive.
Yes.
Yes. He requested for $3 million as an advance to be given to him to go and process the documents.
Yes.
And I explained to him that that is not possible because we don't have a budget for that. What we do is we deduct these monies from the staff salaries and pay them to you at the end of the month. So that is not possible. But when he came to submit that request to my office, he informed me that he wouldn't mind to give me $1 million if I should approve if I should approve his request.
Who said that?
Aliou Danso himself.
Okay.
Yeah, he said that if I should approve his request, he wouldn't mind to give me $1 million.
Yes.
And I still maintain my position that that is not possible, because there was nowhere that I was going to get that money from to advance him. Then time went by a little bit. Going into this 8 months, I called him again and reminded him. So, but when he was coming for that second engagement, he came with some money. And I never asked for any money from Aliou Danso. He came with the money to my office, $30,000, and he said that money was for me as a gift. And I advised him that I cannot take this money. If this money is for you to, if you think that this money, if I receive it, I'll be able to honor your request, I am not in that position. I still maintain my position as before, that there is no money budgeted to be paid in respect of land purchase for the staff.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that was in relation to effecting payment to Aliou Danso.
Yes, payments to Aliou Danso.
And the entire payment, how much is the amount entirely?
It started around a little over 150,000 and eventually went up to about 280,000 or so, 290 something, if I could recall. You know, the figure kept rising because when it started, staff started becoming interested.
Yes.
Yes, in it.
Now, the issue here is there's an allegation of bribery.
Yes.
Of course, we'll have to talk about the issue.
Mm-hmm.
And the allegation is that you have received $30,000 from Aliou Danso, correct?
I did not receive $30,000 from Aliou Danso.
No, I'm just telling you what the issues are.
Okay.
And that is the allegation.
Yes.
So you have explained that he came to the office for the second time and left the money there.
Yes.
Is that not the case?
That is the case.
And why? What did he tell you the money is for?
No, he said the money was, he gave it to me
Yes.
as a gift. Yes.
But then, to do what?
Well, I told him that if you think that if you leave this money here, I would go ahead with your request. That is not possible.
But he wanted
I made it clear.
He wanted payment. He wanted you.
He wanted payment. Then after he brought that money, he came with another letter, and that was addressed to the CEO. This time around, it was addressed to the CEO, requesting for an advance of 4.5
million.
Yes.
Do you have a copy of that letter?
Yes, I have the copies. I think they are submitted because I took the copies and
Yes.
I left the originals.
But do you have copies with you?
Yes, I have copies.
Currently with you?
Should be in my... I can provide. I can share the soft copy of the copies. I have them right now.
Very well. Now, you said he wrote a letter to seek for payment of 4.5 million.
Yes.
And was it honored?
No.
Why?
There was no way that I could have, or we could have raised that money for Ali, because there was nowhere that we could, or we would be able to get that money from. It was not budgeted. It wasn't part of activities. These are new things that were being introduced into the welfare. Yes.
But back to the money that you said he left in your office. Did you eventually take the money?
Can you repeat the question, please?
The money, $30,000, you said he left in your office as a way of gift.
Yes.
To you.
Yes.
Did you eventually take the money?
Did I eventually take the money? He left it there. I asked him to take it along with him. He left it there. So obviously, I wouldn't want people to come into the office and find the money there. I had to hide it somewhere.
Yeah, but the issue is you used the money eventually.
Eventually.
Yes, and that is the problem we have. Would that not be wrong as an officer in the public service? Even if you do not, your evidence is you did not solicit for it, you didn't ask for it. The idea that you allowed him to leave it there, would that not be wrong? That seems to be the issue with respect to the area council.
Yes.
The idea that you have received $30,000.
I totally agree with you, Council, but I am saying
yes.
This thing was a setup. Because what happened is I threatened Danso that if the documents to the land could not be produced, Council would stop payments to him.
Yes.
So, and I was made to understand that Danso was not the only one benefiting from that payment.
From which payment?
From the monthly payments from the staff.
Who else?
He has his team there in the council that he shares the money with. Yeah. So when Danso was threatened, for me, when he brought the money into my office.
Sorry, Madam Sonko. You said Mr. Danso has some people that he shared the money with. Can you tell us the people, if you know what their names are?
The likes of Modu Njai, I believe, because he was directly dealing with them. At the time, they were the executive, the members of the executive.
But are you sure that money issue transpired between Mr. Danso and Modu Njai that you have mentioned, and who else?
Because of the circumstances surrounding this $30,000 issue.
Yes.
Because since we started paying Danso, I have never solicited for anything from Danso.
No. No, Madam Sonko, what we are asking is that you have made mention, we want clarity. You have made mention of the fact that some people, Mr. Danso was sharing the collection, monthly collection with some people at the council. And you said Modu Njai is part of it. And who else is part of that?
I want to believe the likes of Bolong.
Yes.
Yes, I cannot
But
I know these few people were involved.
okay.
Yes.
But
these two.
Knowing these people are involved.
I don't think it's only these two, but I am certain that these two people were involved.
So if they are involved, to what extent do you have any proof or evidence that they received money from Mr. Danso?
I cannot.
You cannot tell?
Yes.
Thank you. Council, you may proceed.
Yes, so that is the issue. In relation to this, you were trying to...
Before you proceed, I have a question in page 2. Before the welfare thing, you have said in page 2 that there were, is it the ram sale?
Ram sales.
Yes, at page 2, yes. You
yes.
said that, let me read the last line.
Okay.
Which says, Mr. Jawa explained that they take care of the welfare of staff, including giving soft loans and Tabaski ram sales to interested staff at low interest rate.
Mm-hmm.
These are managed from the monthly contribution deducted from staff salaries.
Yes.
Yes. No. For this ram sale, did you guarantee the amount that was given by Trust Bank?
Yes, during my time.
This was during your time?
Yes, not for the Staff Welfare Association, because then the Staff Welfare Association had moved on to land sales. But the credit union of the council came in and took over the ram sales. They sought guarantee from my office and I gave it.
So did you get the approval of council to take loan on behalf of this? Although we know this is an independent body, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
But you as the CEO was committing the council in terms of tying down their revenue, income that is being paid at Trust Bank.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, when you gave the guarantee for Trust Bank to give, how much was the amount that was given?
The one I guaranteed was 800,000.
Yes. And subsequently, what happened?
I believe they have paid it off because few months into the arrangement I was sent to because of the welfare issue.
Yes, I believe that at one point there are some correspondences showing that an instruction was given for the deductions to be stopped. Are you aware of that?
They claim, but for me, I have never given instruction for any deduction to be stopped from staff salaries in servicing alone. The only deduction that I ever stopped at the council was deduction paid to Aliu Danso, and even in that case, the deductions were not stopped. Deductions were still ongoing into the account of the welfare. But I advise that in the meantime, until Danso provided these documents, let the welfare not pay Danso anything. Yes, until he fulfilled the agreement.
Yes, I believe the documents we have seen.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted clarity. I'm not saying you are the one that gave instruction for the deduction to be stopped. But deductions were stopped from the salaries of those people that have taken the rams. And what Trust Bank did was to recover their money from the revenues that have been deposited at Trust Bank. And the people that are concerned did not pay back this money. Were you aware of that?
Madam Chair, I was informed, but that was not the guarantee I gave. That was before I joined the council. Okay. This loan was taken by the welfare for ram sales before I became CEO. Okay. So I don't know what transpired between the management and the welfare, but it could not have been me to stop the deductions because I was not there at the time. And
no, Madam Sonko, we just want to get the evidence very clear. You understand? What we see from the documents, and while you serve as a CEO, we want to cross-check the information.
Thank you.
So that if you are not the one that gave instruction for the deductions to be stopped, the records are there to show. Or wherein we don't have the records, we will request for the records because there is an outstanding amount of money, and it is as a result of the guarantee that was given to the bank that the bank had the authority or the right to liquidate the amount that was outstanding. And the people that were supposed to be deducted were no longer deducted, and the balances of money are hanging, and nobody is taking care of that.
That was not during my time. Right. It was brought to my attention. Yes. The management raised it. Yes. When they had this push and pull with the Welfare Association. But the Welfare Association also claimed that management was deducting from the staff and not paying into the Welfare Association's account. This is what they put forward.
Yes, and this was in 2020, right?
No, not in 2020. That was before I became CEO.
That was in 2019?
Yes, around 2018-19. Yeah, that's when it happened.
Because that is what is on the record.
Yes.
Thank you. But then, having taken over as CEO, don't you think it should have been prudent for you to follow up and know what is happening? Because it is the revenue of council that has been used, and people have taken loans and has utilized these loans and are refusing to pay council back, which is taxpayers' money.
Yes, that's right. But the relationship of the Welfare Association and the council was such a complicated relationship that...
Yes, but
I am coming to your question.
Yes.
When it was brought to my attention, I advised them to do certain things. I have audios of that. I have audios of a meeting where I advised.
But Madam Sonko, did you write to have it on record? That you have asked them to do something? Because
it was...
just hang on. What is important here is not whether the staff welfare had issues with the administration or not, but for the fact that the bank has taken money from the council's account, of which you are responsible, because I do believe that you understand what the financial manual said in your responsibility towards the accounts of council. Is that not correct?
Yes.
So it is your duty to have, when they had brought it to your attention, even when it is not your time, to follow up and to put the record straight, wherein it is recovered, not recovered, but you would have taken the steps to make sure that the right thing is done, because it is the council's money we are talking about now.
That's exactly what I was trying to do, Madam Chairperson, because the minutes of that meeting was supposed to be recorded.
To what?
To be recorded.
Yes.
The minutes of the Staff Welfare Association meeting, that particular meeting.
Yes.
It was a meeting that preceded the AGM.
Yes.
So I advised that...
Were there minutes for that meeting?
We advised the Deputy Director of Administration to take the minutes.
Please note it so that you...
No. When I requested, sometime later, when I asked him to provide me with the draft, he said he has issues with his computer and lost the minutes. So fortunately for me, part of the meeting was recorded.
Who was the director?
One Wuraba.
Huh?
Wuraba. Yes, the Deputy Director of Administration. So in that meeting, I advised them to audit their accounts, the Welfare Association, to audit their accounts and come back to management to report the findings, so that management will take a position in trying to resolve that issue.
So in essence, that matter is still hanging.
Still
it is
hanging.
not resolved, and the people that are concerned haven't paid their monies. Is that what you left whilst when you left the council?
For me, I did not have that understanding that people owed money and did not pay at the time.
Okay.
I was not given that information. I was only informed that the Welfare Association had issue with the management. The management deducted from the staff salaries and not paid into the Welfare Association.
Okay.
And the association said that as a result of that, the bank had to deduct the main council's account because they defaulted as a result of the actions of the management at the time.
Thank you. Council, you may proceed.
Yes, back to the issue of the bribery, or the allegations of bribery, the $30,000. So I just want to hear your conclusion on that. The issue is, it is true that monies were received from Alimo, is it Almamo?
Aliu Danso.
Aliu Danso. That monies were received, as the CEO of Almot, correct?
Yes.
And your story is that he left the money on the desk
That's
in your
right.
office.
That's right.
Why did you not return it?
I tried to refuse the money. I did everything within my means.
Yes.
For him not to leave the money there.
Yes.
He insisted on leaving the money there.
Yes, but you should have returned it.
You mean after he left?
Yeah, yes. Or you report the issue.
No.
Will it be not
No,
proper?
I call in.
Yes.
I call in the treasurer of the Welfare Association at
Yes.
that time because it was in connection with transactions of
Yes.
the Welfare Association, and I showed him the money. I told him that this is what this guy did, but I am not comfortable with it.
Let me read to you what he said in his statement.
Mm-hmm.
He said, that's Aliu Danso gave a statement on the 10th of May 2023. Second page, that I received another telephone call from Babakar that Sainabou wanted to see me in her office. And I went to Sainabou's office at KMC on the same day. When I met Sainabou at her office, she told me that she needed to travel to Senegal and she wanted me to credit her $30,000 to go to Senegal. And once she comes back, she would arrange to make a deposit payment of $4 million as a whole year payment, which was an early request I made to Sainabou. Now, having had the return of Sainabou from Senegal, I contacted Sainabou about my money, $30,000, but it appeared that Sainabou was not willing to refund me. I followed Sainabou and later met her in her office and had big row with her in the office, and I was later picked up by KMC police officers and escorted me to the office of the Lord Mayor. Is that true?
That never happened.
That never happened. And escorted me to the office of the Lord Mayor, Talib Bensouda. Whilst at the mayor's office, I explained to the mayor that Sainabou took a loan amount of $30,000 from me, which fund Sainabou promised to refund me as soon as he comes back from Senegal.
I am hearing that for the first time.
Yes, but she was not prepared to refund my money. Having explained the story to the mayor, he told me to keep calm and he would take care of the matter with Sainabou. Now, this is what he said in his statement. Whether he will change it when he comes here or not, that depends on Mr. Danso. But the idea or the fact remains that he left $30,000 in your office and it was never returned back to him.
Yes.
That is a fact.
Yes, that
and
is a fact.
If my take is that will be wrong for any public officer to do, even if you do not solicit, even if you did not ask, you cannot and should not, in the execution of your duties, collect monies in any form, whether it was given willingly or you solicit for it. So that as well is wrong on your side to even accept.
Yes, it is wrong. I agree it is wrong, but I am telling you the situation was such that
Yes.
he made so that he left that money because he was asked to do that.
Yes.
So that they could implicate me sometime later in the future.
That, why would you allow that to happen?
No, I did not know that the story was going to develop
Okay.
as it has to this day.
Okay.
I didn't know that. I didn't know it was a setup. But recalling the incidents that happened, leading to the issue of the stoppage of payment to him.
Yes.
I concluded that was a setup.
But did you end up paying any amount?
They wanted to tie my hands so that I would continue to pay him the monthly deductions from the staff.
I don't doubt that.
Yes.
I do not doubt that. I have no reason to doubt that they had an ulterior motive and they may have some really negative intentions, or anyone in relation to this issue. But that would not justify the idea that the money was kept. You understand? And again, this is my opinion. The commissioners would decide based on the circumstances, but that remains to be my opinion. The idea that anyone serves in the public and you are receiving money in the first place would not be correct, even under any circumstance.
But I also believe that the actions of Aliou Danso were wrong. Yes, you cannot force somebody up to the point of leaving money with them.
Let me guarantee you, Mr. Danso will come, the Lord Mayor will come, and any person that's involved in this issue, that knows about this issue, will come and they will answer. So wherever they are wrong, or I think that they are wrong in this issue, it will be put to them, the same way it has been put to you. So your actions do not mean that any other person in this issue is correct. It does not make the actions of Aliou Danso correct. It does not make the actions of the Lord Mayor in any instance situation correct, or any other person that's involved. You understand that? We have had issues of bribery and allegation. You are not the first. We have the former deputy mayor issue, which we will come to. You as the CEO, we will come to that issue as well. But you have captured that in your statement. But I am just saying that even if their intentions were to have you entrapped, still it would not be a justification, or it may not be a justification. So on page 4 of your statement, you said, let me read, regarding the soliciting bribe from the CEO of Almot, I confronted Mr. Danso when he could not provide proper documentation of the land, as stated above, few months into the agreement for the sale of the land to the staff. Few days after that, he came to my office with a letter requesting for an advance of 3 million to fast-track the document of the land. And when he came to hand deliver the letter to my office, he offered to give me 1 million out of the amount he was requesting. If I should honor his request, I declined and explained to him that the money is being paid to him, deducted from the staff salaries monthly, and we can only pay him the amounts deducted monthly and nothing more in excess. So a few weeks later, Mr. Danso returned to my office and informed me that he was there to express his gratitude to me and brought the money. Now my issue is, after he left the money in your office, did you at any point approve payments to him?
No.
You did not?
Never. In fact, after the period elapsed, the allowance that we gave him,
yes,
I advised the welfare to stop paying Aliou Danso money, because
even after he left the money in your office?
I told him clearly that even if you leave this money here, what you are requesting for, I would not be able to do it, because I'm not in the position to do that.
Very well.
Yes, Madam Danso. Sorry, Madam Sonko.
Yes.
I'm so sorry for mistaking your surname.
It's okay.
What I am concerned about is the fact that having listened to the statement that you made, being read by counsel, it indicates that he had already supposedly offered you something like 1 million.
Yes.
So don't you think for Mr. Danso to come back and leave $30,000 in your office, would that not have, would you not have had a second thought on as to why he is giving you this money?
Exactly.
Because already there is a precedent that has been set. He has asked you to pay him money, and you knew you are not in a position to get this 3 million to pay him in advance. And as a result of that, he had said, if you are able to pay him this 3 million, he will give you 1 million. Then he came back later again, after writing to you, to leave 30 million. Don't you think, even if he had left the 30 million, 30,000, sorry, it would have been prudent for you to return the money by courier or by messenger or by anybody? That will get to where he is, his office?
I tried.
No, Madam Sonko, you did not try.
Yes, I agree with you, Madam Chair.
No, listen. Because if, for example, all of this has not happened before he gave you the 30,000, one may presume that, yes, you know, it is not an afterthought thing. He had offered 1 million and you refused the 1 million. So he has come to say, I am offering you. We are just saying this because it's hypothesis, because we don't know whether he did so or not, because he is not yet here to say his own version of the story. But then he has come back to say, take this 30. And you said you don't want this money, because if you according to your evidence, you said, if he believes that by leaving this 30 or giving you this 30 will make him receive the request of 3 million, you understand, you don't have the capacity to pay the 3 million. So my issue is, why didn't you return the money, having hindsight that he has already offered you 1 million?
I definitely had doubts when he came to...
So when you had doubts, why didn't you return the money?
Because for me, I told him that, I told him my position, that I would not be able to, or the management, it's not me as CEO, but management, because at the end of the day, it's not the CEO alone who approves payment. But I told him my position, that management would not be able to pay you in advance. And he decided to leave it there. For me, at that point, what I was thinking was that, well, he decided to leave it here, and I am sure what he is requesting for will never happen.
Council, you may proceed.
So,
thank you, Madam Song.
Yes, now, aside from that, there was another issue or complaint regarding the fact that you provided a loan guarantee when you did not have the approval. This was about the $12 million,
yes,
correct?
Yes.
That you authorized with Ajib Bank. Can you explain the situation briefly?
Like I was saying, the loan from Ajib Bank is as a result of the reforms that the Staff Welfare Association was trying to bring in. I think to that effect, we even tried to have a new document, a new working document for the staff of KMC, wherein we put in provisions for the management of the Staff Welfare Association. So that was a proposal of a new service rules.
Yes.
And the service rules was derived from the local government service regulations mostly, and with some new provisions that we think that suits the current circumstances at the time. So, and they were in high gear trying to bring in this change to see themselves benefiting the staff of the council. So with the bad experience from Aliu Danso, now they wanted to approach things differently. So with that approach, they decided to go for properties that are with proper documents. So the land in question was a lease property, and the owner was selling.
Who was the owner?
It's one Mariama Fane.
Mariama Fane.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she was selling.
This is after the issue of Mr. Danso.
Yeah, this is after at that time, there was not this issue of, me soliciting million bribery. There was not, things were kind of going on smoothly.
Yes.
Yes. So, but they had issues with Aliu Danso, so they did not want to continue doing things the way it was done with Aliou Danso.
Yes.
So the owner was selling. They came to my office. We had discussions. But whatever that was discussed was also reported to the mayor.
Regarding the second sale?
Regarding the second sale. In fact, there was a previous land before this one.
Yes.
That they wanted to buy from Kirfinder.
Yes.
But that could not come through because of the land.
It's a real estate dealer?
Yes, it's a real estate company in the Gambia.
Yes.
Yeah, that could not come through because of land documents.
Yes.
The owner was interested, but he had issues with, I think the owner was not around, and he didn't want to give power of attorney to a guy who was in charge of the land.
Yes.
So they got stuck. So, and had to start all over. And that transaction was supposed to be pre-financed by Reliance, not Ajib. So the process started at Reliance.
Why would Reliance finance the transaction? How did you come about?
No, they approached Reliance with the proposal of providing lands to the staff of the council.
Yes.
And it was considered.
Yes.
Reliance almost approved, but because of the proper documents to the land,
yes,
they could not proceed because the land was supposed to be used as a guarantee as well.
Yes.
Yes, for the loan. So when that could not come through, they changed approach. This time around, they decided to go to Ajib Bank.
That Reliance, before Ajib Bank, that Reliance transaction, I think on page 4 of your statement,
yes,
the third paragraph, you said, meanwhile, the welfare executive engaged the late former MD of Ajib for the possibility of pre-financing the next land acquisition by the Welfare Association to be resold to staff of the council. Ajib welcomed the initiative and wanted to invest in it, but during the loan processing, the bank required an institutional guarantee from council in line with their loan policy. Consequently, I consulted the mayor on it, but he advised against it on reason that I need a general council resolution to guarantee the welfare. As a result, the welfare tried Reliance Financial Services, and the initiative was also welcomed at Reliance. However, at the tail end of the negotiation, as an insider at Reliance approached one of the executive, Babakar Sanyang, of the welfare and informed him that if the welfare could partner with Blue Ocean for Reliance to proceed with approving the loan. When I was informed of that development, I advised against it based on the fact that Blue Ocean is the mayor's family business and that that will compromise the integrity of the welfare if that should happen.
Yes, yeah, that's
Can you explain this, please?
Yes, actually, I am talking about this transaction.
Yes.
The Reliance. There was an initial one with
Yes.
Ajib before the final one.
Yes, of 12 million.
Yes.
Yes.
So when that did not continue, because at the time you have the late MD of Ajib.
Yes.
Mr. Nuha Marina, and he also requested for an institutional guarantee,
Yes.
which could not be provided because the mayor was informing me that I needed general council resolution.
Yes.
But later I realized that I did not need a general council resolution to guarantee the Staff Welfare Association because former CEOs have guaranteed the Welfare Association before, and in the provision that he is referring to in the Local Government Act is in regards to taxpayers' money,
Yes.
but not in the case of the Staff Welfare Association going into business.
Okay, we will come to the issue of the guarantee and who has the authority to guarantee anyone and the process therein. But just proceed with the issue regarding Reliance and Ajib.
Yes, with Reliance, like I said, from the surface, the transaction that transpired, I just explained it, and we had the issue of the documentation to the land. So when they realized that we got stuck, Babukar was contacted underneath Babukar, confided in me about that.
But why would Reliance insist that you must deal with Blue Ocean?
No, they said if They advised the welfare that if they should go along with Blue Ocean, it would be easy for the bank to release the funds. But when the treasurer, that is Babukar, came to my office to inform me about that.
Is there not a conflict between Blue Ocean and Reliance and the mayor himself?
I advise against it.
Is there not a conflict?
That is a conflict of interest. Okay. I advise against it because of the conflict of interest. So I told them, let us cease from that arrangement. Yeah. So that is how we let the Reliance arrangement go.
Now back to the issue of the 12 million.
Yes. So after our initial approach to Ajib Bank and then to Reliance, eventually we ended up going back. The welfare ended up going back to Ajib Bank.
Okay.
For the second time.
Second time.
Yes.
So the conflict we are talking about here has to be clear, very clear. The conflict we are referring to, and stated in your statement, is that Blue Ocean is the mayor's family's business.
Yes.
Up to what extent?
Yes, I said that.
What do you mean when you say the mayor's family's business?
The proprietor of Blue Oceans is the mayor's brother.
Is the mayor's brother?
Yes.
And how about Reliance itself?
Reliance.
You find out? The shareholders of Reliance?
The shareholder. It was later that I also learned that.
You learned what?
That the mayor's family has majority of the
well.
Yes, the share.
So that would not be, that would clearly be a conflict as well.
Yes.
So that is the base that you've learned, you've advised against this.
Yes.
Now, but you went back to Ajib Bank?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, they went back to Ajib Bank. At the time they went back to Ajib Bank, Ajib had a new MD. Yes, that is Aissatou Jawara.
Yes.
And she was brought to my office for introduction by the late MD.
Yes.
And we, at the mayor's office, I was invited.
At the mayor's office?
At the mayor's office, yes.
Mayor was present?
Mayor was present. We discussed and we came to this issue of the land, the staff welfare loan request. So the late MD explained that he could not.
Wait a minute, those who were present in the meeting?
Yes.
Go ahead.
The Ajib Bank team, the late MD was there, Aissatou was there, if I am right, and another lady.
Just one at a time. The late MD and the new MD.
And the new MD, yes.
Okay.
There is another lady too.
And a lady.
Yeah, is it
you don't know how to recall the name for that one on this behalf?
It's difficult, but I will try to recall.
You were present?
Yes. The mayor was present.
Mayor was present?
Yes.
Who else at the council?
I want to believe the deputy mayor at the time, because
that would be
Musaba, because most of these discussions do take place in his presence. Yes.
So what was this meeting about? Or what was it for?
Ajib just had a new MD and she was being introduced to the council. That was the the meeting.
The issue of the loan
and to discuss certain arrangements the bank had with the council. That is the Malit loan servicing.
Yes.
We discussed around that issue. You know, the discussion kept expanding until we arrived at the staff welfare loan issue.
Okay.
And the late MD explained that, may peace be upon his soul, explained that he could not. He said he was going to consider if the council had given an institutional guarantee. And at the time, the mayor was advising that we should not provide an institutional guarantee to the welfare because we needed a general council for that.
Did you go ahead to provide the institutional guarantee as CEO?
Yes.
Even after you were advised by the mayor not to do so?
After I realized that this is an endeavor that is going to add value to the lives of the staff of the council, and after weighing the stakes, I know it's an investment that will be viable. No one is going to default because the land is a leased property and it is in a prime location. Right now, if you go to that area, you have one of the OIC cutting through that land.
So, but how lawful were your actions? Again, no issue regarding what the intentions were, but how lawful were your actions? You had said that it was a tradition or it was a practice at council that the CEO would be issuing this guarantee. And it was never a problem. Can you give us examples as to situations where the CEO's office were signing these guarantors forms and it wasn't a problem? Because
the CEO does not need a general council resolution to guarantee the welfare, because the welfare is a private entity of the staff of the council, and the guarantee that is giving is in respect to direct deduction from their salaries.
Yes.
At the council, that is the guarantee that we are giving.
Yes.
That to guarantee that the monies will be deducted from their salaries monthly directly.
Yes.
And paid into the bank's account.
Yes.
So obviously management was going to take that responsibility to ensure that that happened.
Yes, so I need to understand the nature. I think it's for the consumption of the commissioners to understand what we are talking about. You understand that? The idea is $12 million would be paid to the staff of the fire association technically.
Yes.
And the salaries of the employees would be deducted towards the bank's interest, correct?
Yes, those who would be interested in having
you were saying this was done before. That was not the first time it was done.
That was not the first time.
But can you give us
council CEOs have been giving guarantee to the Welfare Association on numerous occasions. Maybe in this regard, is on a different endeavor, land sales, and which I believe is more viable, and the likelihood of default is less than the RAM sales.
Now, if you're given time to provide situations wherein guarantees were being signed, would you be able to do that?
Yes.
Okay, please write that down. We want you to provide us with situations where you as CEO or CEOs that were there before you had to sign guaranteeing the payment of salaries or of any kind without having a council resolution.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So the other issue is, but this also coincided with the issue of the allegations of bribery with respect to, or solicitation of bribe with respect to the deputy mayor at the time, Musa Bah. Is that not the case?
Yeah, the bribery issue of the deputy mayor with Ecotech
yes.
was well before this one.
Well before this one.
Yes.
Can you explain the situation as well?
We contracted Ecotech.
Yes.
We were in the process of contracting Ecotech because when I newly came in as a CEO,
yes.
One afternoon I was as I was about to pack my stuff and go home, I received a call from the mayor, and he informed me that he was sending two gentlemen
yes.
To my office. Let me have a discussion with them and then report to him the following morning. So upon receiving them and discussing with them, they informed me that they have a tech company
yes.
that provide revenue collection solutions to councils and businesses. So they said they sent in proposals before I became the CEO, but they have been having issues from the council. They did not receive a positive response from the council. But so when they explained,
who explained? The
president of the Ecotech, I want to believe Farimang,
yes,
and the other partner, Gaston. Yeah,
proceed, please.
They were the two gentlemen the mayor referred to. So when they explained how their system works, I was really excited about it because I believe it will help the council in increasing our revenues. Yes. Because it will go a long way in avoiding fraud
Yes.
in the field, yeah, with our collectors.
Yes.
Yes, I was so excited about it, and I could not understand how come they aren't welcome in the council. But I told them I will discuss with the mayor and get back to you. So the following morning, I went to the mayor as part of my normal briefings with him. I explained it to him, and he said, yes, this is in fact true. And they started working with the chairperson of the finance committee, that is Councillor Karamo. So he said, let me engage Councillor Karamo to get more information from him, which I did, and he confirmed that in fact other tech companies also send in proposals. So, and that they had a presentation from Ecotech, I want to believe, yeah. But I said no, if these are proposals sent into the council, what we should do is we should invite all the tech companies to do a presentation, which was arranged. Yes. After the presentation, it went back to General Council, because I want to believe there was even a resolution or an agreement at the General Council for Council to work with Ecotech. But I advise that with that agreement or advice, it wasn't suffice for Council to contract Ecotech directly, because it has to go through the procurement process.
Yes.
Yes. So that is when we started engaging with the contracts committee. From the General Council, we also asked them to come and do a presentation. We invited Ecotech and the other tech companies to do a presentation. From the presentation, we forwarded the recommendations, because this is a system whereby the council is not spending anything to acquire it.
Yes.
Yes, they are coming in with their funds, more of a PPP sort of arrangement. They are coming in with their funds, their resources to carry out the service for the council, and then there is going to be an sharing agreement based on the contract agreement.
Yes.
Yes. So we forwarded the recommendations to GPPA, and GPPA advised that even the approach the council took was wrong, because we went in for the procurement of goods and services.
Okay.
Yeah, we went in for the procurement of goods rather, which was wrong. So they advised that we change the approach, which we did, and eventually Ecotech ended up being awarded the contract. But in the interim, before we got the approval from GPPA, because Ecotech was on trial, in the presentation, they promised they would give council a 3-month trial, which we asked the other tech companies if they would be able to do that. They did not. No. They did not have the resources. So Ecotech went on with the trial, and during the trial, we realized a jump in the rise of the Mbalit revenue, because they were merely making $1 million a month, but during the trial there was a period it went to 1.4 million, 1.5. There was a certain month it went up to 1.8 million. Yes, almost. In 1 month. Yes, in 1 month.
And yeah, only for the Mbalit project.
Yeah, it was a trial for the Mbalit.
Yes.
But later on it will be rolled out to the markets as well. Yeah. Yes, it will roll out. It will be rolled out to the markets. The markets, the rates and license.
Yes.
Yes.
Now they had the contract, but we had the issue of an audio that was circulating, which purportedly had Gaston, one of the shareholders or managers of Ecotech, allegedly talking to the deputy mayor, and you had a role to play. You had a discussion with the mayor in relation to this. So what was the issue about the allegations of solicitation of bribe by the deputy mayor?
So during the course of the trial, because the trial was supposed to last for 3 months, and council hoped that before the end of the trial, the contract would have been secured from GPPA, but that was not the case because of the issues we had with the approach and some issues along the line, related issues as well. So the trial continued for 7 months, but it was the council that advised that we allow them to continue the trial until we are able to award them the contract. And when the contract award is given, we will refund them the 4 months extra. So it was, we were at that point of refunding them the expenses for the 4 months.
Yes.
Yes. So, and the money that was due to them was $500,000 because they were spending $125,000 for the rurals that they use for the ticketing.
Yes.
And they came to the council to claim for their refund, which council was ready to pay, but it also coincided with the mayor traveling to Sierra Leone, and the deputy mayor was in charge. Yes. And for me...
The mayor was in charge of what?
The council.
Okay.
Yes. He was the acting mayor.
And so what does it have to do with the payment?
When it was, for me, when I received I didn't know anything about the tapes at the time, but when I received the invoice, I realized that what we agreed with Ecotech and what is on the invoice is far above the amount, because we were supposed to pay them $500,000. So how come the amount jumped? I confronted Gaston.
Yes.
I called him and I told him that this is wrong. So he told me, well, for me, there is nothing I could do because I had them. I had the deputy mayor and Farimang discussing the payment modalities. That Farimang should bring in an invoice of $950,000, $500,000 that is supposed to be paid to Ecotech, will be given to Ecotech. Ecotech will take their $500,000. The $400,000 will be given to the deputy mayor and his councillors. So I told him, how can I believe what you are claiming if there is no evidence? And I used to receive complaints from Gaston even before this particular transaction that the councillors used to go to them to request for support for their community activities.
Which councillors?
The councillors.
Which of the councillors?
Because the councillors that were involved were the Habib Sise,
yes,
Lamin Jame of Bakote, and Councillor Karamo.
Which
Karamo? They were the one who were directly in touch with, but I don't know
which of them.
Which of them? I cannot say whether it was Habib or, but he said councillors used to go to their hotel to request for support for community activities, and it was sort of a threat that if they don't give them what they want, they will not be supported to be given the contract. And I kept advising Gaston that even if councillors want to give you this contract, if GPPA did not approve, there is nothing council can do. So it's better you keep your money. So to get evidence, so I told Gaston, I cannot believe what you said unless I get the evidence. So that is how he shared the tape with me. And when I received the tape, I was so mad that I did not even go ahead to approve $500,000. I just calculated 50%, which is about 400 and something of the payment, and I authorized that until further notice, because I was planning to see the mayor when he returned from his trip to explain the situation to him.
Okay. Now, the mayor eventually, before that, the issue of the tape, what did you make from the tape? You have listened to it?
Yes.
I think it was viral. It went viral. But you have
listened at that time, it did not go viral.
I mean after that.
After, yes.
But I am saying that when you listened to the tape, what did you deduce from the tape?
I realized that was the deputy mayor, obviously.
How did you know that?
I recognize his voice.
Okay.
Because I have been interacting with him for a while.
And who was he communicating with?
He was communicating with Gaston. Gaston was confirming the modalities that they have agreed.
Yes.
Yeah, on that payment.
And what was the deputy mayor saying as
That-
concern in the tape?
No, I heard him complain a little bit about the CEO, because in the audio he even called the council's lawyer to confirm whether the agreement, upon having approval from GPPA, the council lawyer was the one to prepare the agreement for us to sign. So the lawyer informed him that she had already prepared the agreement and sent it to the CEO by email. But I also needed to take my time to review the agreement before signing. So at the time, the agreement was not signed, but the GPPA approval was given. So he complained about that he did not understand the CEO's, things like that. I had it in the audio, and he confirmed that the payment was supposed to be 950, 500 should go to Ecotech, and the 450 was for his councillors. And he complained a little bit that if the councillors were not happy with them, how do they expect to have the contract?
Now, did the mayor eventually return from his trip?
Come again?
Did the mayor eventually return from his trip?
At the time I came across the audio?
Yes.
No.
Did you have any discussion with the mayor at any point in time with respect to the audio?
Yes.
Please explain that.
So what happened is, even before the mayor traveled, I was also given approval to proceed on leave.
Yes.
So, but I was advised to hang around until the mayor returned. So when he returned from his travel, he did not immediately report to work. He took some few days off. And it was in Ramadan. I was also desperate to go on leave and take care of certain personal issues. So I proceeded on leave. Since he came in, I proceeded on my leave. Then one morning, I was actually planning to see the mayor. In fact, I didn't even wanted to wait to resume work. I was planning to see the mayor in the course of my leave. But few days after I went on my leave, I was called by the mayor, and he was so mad on the phone, questioning why I made that payment to Ecotech. Ecotech was not supposed to be paid that amount. So I informed him that, in fact, I have things I want to tell you about this payment, so I am coming to your office. Because I am on leave, I asked my husband to accompany me, because I understand how they operate. So before I am threatened and the tape taken from me and damaged, I needed someone to be around me to safeguard me. So I went with my husband, and I explained to him that this is what actually transpired, and here is the tape. He listened to it. Just after finishing listening to the tape, Farimang walked in and Alaji Conte. Yes. And he confronted Farimang in our presence, my husband and myself.
Who confronted Farimang?
The mayor.
Okay.
That he listened to the audio in which the deputy mayor and him, Farimang, agreed on the amounts to be paid. But Farimang wanted to deny it. At that instance, he told him, I am telling you, I have just listened to the audio in which
you told Farimang?
Yes. I am telling you, I have just listened to the audio in which you and the deputy mayor discussed and agreed to be paid this amount to be shared among you. So at that time, Farimang backed down, and my husband also begged my husband to plead with me for not everyone for people not to hear the tape. Yeah, let it not go public.
Okay.
Yes, because he specifically mentioned that year, 2021, was an election year, and if the tape should go viral, it will affect their political career.
Who said that?
The mayor.
Said what?
That let my husband talk to me to keep the tape a secret.
Regarding the the allegations of bribery and the issue surrounding the tape with respect to the deputy mayor?
No.
It was not referred to any committee for any form of investigation?
At the time, no. It was only referred to the establishment and appointment committee when the issue of the Staff Welfare Loan Association
what
came up.
What do you mean when you say this issue came up? How was it? How is it tied with this issue?
Yeah, when I gave this Welfare Association the guarantee,
yes.
and Modun Jai learned about it and went to the mayor and informed him.
Yes.
They decided to use it as a revenge against me because I had something against them.
Yes.
Yes. I had something against them.
Yes.
And when they were brewing this bribery allegation against me,
yes.
I also complained to close people
yes.
of mine yes. about what was happening at the council, and they told me that, well, you are the first one to come across
yes.
These people's fraudulent practices.
In your statement, page 10, second paragraph, you said, therefore, at my level as the CEO, I did what I could do to inform the mayor of the, by his deputy, by representing the audio, by presenting the audio in which the former deputy mayor and the co-partner, Mr. Gadston Francis Meltos of Ecotech, were discussing the payment in the sum of $950,000 to be divided between them. And the onus was supposed to be on the mayor to take further action against his deputy because he reports to the mayor and the general counsel, but not the CEO.
That's
Instead,
right.
the mayor chose to cover up his former deputy as long as he could. This is why it was not surprising to me when the mayor decided to publicize a mere administrative matter that could have been resolved internally without anyone being aware of it in public, only to vet his bitterness against me because he thought I leaked the audio to the social media. In my entire work life to date, I have never experienced such law in any administrative dispensation. Your statement, you were trying to explain how, in your opinion, the issue regarding the $30,000 was used against you as far as you're concerned because of the audio issue in relation to the allegations of soliciting bribery by the deputy mayor in the audio with respect to Mr. Gatson, correct?
Yes.
Do you want to discuss that further?
Yes. Yes. Like I said, when I confided to those who were close to me at the council,
yes.
They are still working there. I don't want to reveal their names. They told me that, well, you are the one who first came across these people's.
Yes.
Sorry, Miss Madam Sonko. It may not be correct to say you don't want to reveal their names because you were working together. You may apply, and we will ask you to reveal their names. If you wish to, you will apply that you do that in camera, for whatever reason. And
in camera, no problem.
Yes. And we will review and see whether it is necessary for us to keep it in camera or to state it in the public hearing, because this is a commission of inquiry, so there is no exception to the rules as to disclosure. But where it has, you believe that there is a reason as to why you want to keep it secret, we can allow so by you applying to disclose their names in camera. All right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, Madam Chair, so.
If she wants to, she can apply to the commission to say that she would want to disclose the names, but she wants to do it in camera, so we can facilitate that tomorrow when she comes, before she proceeds on her testimony. We can do that tomorrow because it's almost 4.
As commission places.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. I can state their names in camera, so I would wish to apply to do it in camera.
All right, so tomorrow, when we, yes.
Upon the witness's application, she applied to disclose the names of witnesses in camera. This application is herewith granted. However, the Commission will weigh the reasoning for such application and further make a decision on the effect, whether it is necessary or otherwise. The hearing will be granted in chambers tomorrow at 10. I make no further orders.
As the Commission places. Now,
the convenient point is 4 o'clock. We will proceed tomorrow. Madam Sonko?
Yes, Madam Chair.
So we will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We may rise.